Hey, welcome to Class Act Media. I'm Jack, and looky what I got. I know I'm probably the last person on earth who wanted an SNES Classic who got one, but I thought it would be fun to do a little mini review of every game prepackaged on this baby. I say review, but it's really going to be first impressions, because I don't have time to play through all of these games to completion. Who do you think I am? I'm a busy man. I got 50 years of Doctor Who to watch for the retrospective I'm working on. Let's just get to the review. Let's start with the biggest boys in this collection, Super Mario World and Link to the Past. These games are hailed as classics, and rightfully so. They both play incredibly well, have challenging yet fair gameplay, and make excellent use of the 16-bit graphics to make some truly beautiful pixel art. Link to the Past is from that era of Zelda that didn't need some long, droning introductory cutscene. A few lines of dialogue and bam, you're off. However, I do have a couple of nitpicks with these games. The boss fights in Mario World are kinda wonky to get a handle of, and some of the stuff in Link to the Past is too cryptic for its own good. I would have had no idea where to find the Book of Medora without the Zelda wiki, which wouldn't be so bad if the book wasn't essential to beat the game. Other than that though, these games are masterworks that you've probably played already, so you don't need me to tell you that. Kirby Superstar, a very nostalgic game for me. I had the Ultra version of this game on the DS growing up, and it was easily one of my favorites. God, everything about this game oozes nostalgia. Even the menu makes me feel like a little kid again. This game did something really interesting and different. Instead of making one big adventure be the plot of the whole game, it just split it up into several smaller adventures. It's like watching episodes of a TV show, just snippets of Kirby's life going on smaller adventures. My one complaint is that Kirby feels a bit stiff to control, but it's nothing awful. Kirby Superstar is the perfect chill out and relax after a hard day kind of game, and I love it for that. Donkey Kong Country, my first foray into the SNES era of the franchise. I've played Returns and Tropical Freeze and loved them, but since I've never played the original, I guess I'm a fake fan. I really like this game's style. It's such an interesting mix of 3D models and pixel art. It really helps it stand out from the crowd and look great doing it. The game also plays great with smooth controls and challenging but fair level design. And now that I finally played it, I can be a real Donkey Kong Country fan. Unless I need to play Diddy's Conquest to be that. What do you want from me? Super Castlevania 4. Castlevania noob here, unless watching the Castlevania show on Netflix counts. I don't think it counts. Anyway, as an introduction to the Castlevania series, this game is fine, I guess. It's kinda boring if I'm being honest. Everything's just kinda there. Hey look, a skeleton enemy. I bet this'll be tough. Oh, nope, wait, he died in one hit without doing anything. A bat? Nope, he's dead now too. Hey, this bone tower doesn't die in one hit, and it shoots fireballs that get destroyed with one hit from the whip. Also, I keep getting these things that I think are ranged weapons, but I don't know how to use them. I'm hitting every button, but nothing's happening. I think it's trying to use the show don't tell technique to teach its gameplay, but it feels more like the figure it out asshole technique, which is admittedly a bold choice. Final Fantasy III. Yeah, I've never played a Final Fantasy game either. Man, I am just dropping credibility left and right here. Everyone's gonna know that I'm a fake gamer girl. From what I understand, a lot of people consider this game to be one of the best Final Fantasy games, and it's okay, I guess. The battle system is really fast-paced for a turn-based RPG. I thought that was really clever. Other than that, I don't see anything particularly special about it. Maybe I just need to get further in the game. Like I said at the beginning, these are just first impressions. Okay, I can feel everyone hating me. I need to find another beloved game to like to get everyone back on my side. Super Metroid, that'll do it. God, this game is so good. The pixel art graphics are amazing, obviously. The gameplay and controls are super tight and responsive, but where this game really shines is just the adventure aspect. Exploring the hostile planet with nothing guiding you just makes you feel like a real space badass. And oh my god, this game's visual storytelling is fantastic. If you ever need to explain show don't tell storytelling to someone, show them the opening to Super Metroid. You enter a dark and deserted facility, only to find the corpses of the scientists who work there. As you go deeper in to find the culprit of this action, you find your Metroid friend from Metroid 2. This lulls you into a false sense of security as you see a familiar and friendly face, only for that feeling to be shattered as Ridley steps out of the shadows and proceeds to destroy you. Damn, what an opening. And the rest of the game only gets better from there. Super Metroid is the peak of 2D Metroid, and if you never played it, you are doing yourself a serious disservice. F-Zero, aha, here we go. The last couple of games have been kinda slow, so let's switch gears to the game that basically defined fast. Not you, Sonic. I'm really not sure what words to use to describe F-Zero other than fun. It's fun! Sorry, I don't have a lot to say about this one. It's just fun. Even though I suck at it. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Good lord, and I thought F-Zero was hard. Everything's coming at you in this game. You cannot afford to stop for a moment. Oh, you think you're safe? Well, too bad, fucker. The ground is gunning for you. I can't even get past the first area. The farthest I've got is these fire bone snakes that just kill me instantly. Sometimes there's so much death on the screen that the game can't handle it, which causes frame rate drops, which causes more death. I'd say skip this one unless you want to tear your hair out. Contra 3: The Alien Wars. Never mind, forget everything I said about F-Zero and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. This game is harder than both of them combined. You have to be on your toes. Bad guys are coming at you from the front, the back. Oh look, a cute little dog in the background. Just kidding, he wants to kill you too. I will say though, I'm having way more fun playing this game than I did with Ghouls and Ghosts. I got to live out my fantasy of being a buff blonde 90s action star. Don't judge me. If you want to play a stupidly difficult game, I think this is the one I'd recommend most of the collection. Kirby's Dream Course. Thank God, something nice and slow-paced after that barrage of death. This is a weird one. It's like golf, but instead of a golf ball you have Kirby, which makes it instantly better, obviously. This one's really chill and casual, which I like, but it got kinda boring quickly. It would probably be more fun if I had a friend to play it with. I mean, I tried playing it with Kirby, who I thought was my friend, but he sucks at it. Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. My God, that's a lot of words for a title. Classic Media superfans may remember my top 10 games of 2017 video where I said I'm not a big fan of fighting games like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, and by God, I tried to like this. It's probably just because I'm hot garbage at it. I'm just kind of mashing buttons and hoping for the best, which tends to be my strategy for most fighting games. I found that tapping the R button works pretty well. I can't really tell the difference between this game and others of its genre, so please, if you're a fighting game superfan, explain to me why Street Fighter 2 is considered such a classic. Earthbound, now here's a real classic. Earthbound is pretty much the definition of ahead of its time. It's got such a unique and witty sense of humor that you don't normally see from games of that era. It was even breaking the fourth wall before that became so popular in gaming. As for the gameplay, well, guys, the writing's just really good, okay? I can stomach some boring turn-based combat with no animations to get to those sweet, sweet bants. But if you don't feel like putting up with that, I honestly can't blame you. Mega Man X. Goddamn essays have been written about this game, and I'm honestly not sure how much I can add. It looks great, plays great, and it's really the next logical step for the Mega Man franchise. It's just a shame that they decided to step back from the things introduced in this game when they made Mega Man 9 and 10. The upgrade mechanic is such a no-brainer for the Mega Man series, since all the games are more or less about making yourself stronger as you go. These just take it to the next level with there being more upgrades than just the Robot Master weapons. If you want a really good look at this game, go watch Ego Raptor's sequelitis video on it if you haven't already. I think it perfectly sums up why this game is such a classic. Super Mario RPG, a game that we have never seen the likes of before, and I doubt we ever will again. Sure, we have games similar to it like the Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi series, but nothing has ever quite matched the one that started it all. I'm not even sure I can explain what makes this game special. It introduced action commands, but all Mario RPGs still use those. It had a fun sort of meta sense of humor, but again, that's not exclusive to this game. It had new and interesting party members, but Paper Mario did that too. So why are people still clamoring for a sequel to this game specifically? I honestly can't explain it. There's just something special about it. It's that kind of lightning in a bottle magic that's nearly impossible to replicate. I don't think we'll ever see a Super Mario RPG 2, but it's nice to be able to go back and play the original every now and again. Super Punch-Out! 2 exclamation points so you know it's serious. I'm not a big fan of Punch-Out, I admit. I mean, I played the original on NES and thought it was fine, but this game is so boring. It takes so long for the opponent to wind up a punch to the point where it's not very satisfying when you finally get to start wailing on him. Also, I kinda rage quit at Bear Hugger. Seriously, how do I hurt this guy? I punch him and he just smiles at me. Don't do that. And who is this guy I'm playing as? You're not Little Mac. This is Little Mac Erasure, and I will not stand for it. Yoshi's Island, another classic platformer. It's fine, I guess. I mean, it's got a really cute art style, but other than that, it's a solid game, but I don't think it's particularly amazing compared to others of its genre. Oh man, now everyone hates me again. The Secret of Mana. I know this game just got a remake, and here I am playing the original for the first time. And hoo boy, at least from the brief amount I played of it, I'm not a fan. The dialogue boxes are super weirdly colored, and it's really hard to tell who's talking at any given time. The combat is also super stiff and clunky. I'm not even entirely certain what's happening. I'm just mashing the attack button, and sometimes the number is 0, but other times it's like 20? What? Pause. Okay, I'm an idiot. For the Secret of Mana part, it turns out that, when you swing your sword, there's a little meter that goes up to 100 every time you swing it, and every time you swing it, you have to wait for it to go back to 100 for the sword to be at full power. So that's why when I was swinging it, it was 0 sometimes and like 20 other times. So sorry about that. I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that. And I like the game a little bit more now that I noticed that, because at the time I was just like, what is going on? So sorry about that. I'm stupid. I'll give it this. I appreciate that it doesn't take too long to get into the action, but I'd say this one is a skip. I don't know, it could just be because I'm kind of burned out after playing 20 games in the span of a couple days. Maybe I'll come back to this game in a month or two and love it, but for now I give it a resounding Super Mario Kart. Here we go, a game I can like. I like this game about as much as I liked F-Zero. It's fun. I think the Mario Kart series has vastly improved with time, but for what it is, I think Super Mario Kart is good. It's fun. Almost there. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, some of you may know that the big selling point of the SNES Classic was that it came with the previously unreleased Star Fox 2, the only caveat being that to unlock it you had to beat the first level of the original Star Fox. But that might be easier said than done, but let's give it a shot. This isn't connected to anything, by the way. I thought my TV's way over there. I thought it would be fun to just put it here, make it seem like I'm playing it as I record, but I'm not. I have shattered the illusion for all of you. Star Fox, aka Star Wars for furries. I don't have a lot of experience with this series. I played 0 and thought it was better than most people say, and I think I played 64 but have very little memory of it. And this game, it's a mess. The SNES's graphical capability just isn't ready for what this game is trying to do. Seriously, you try to tell me what's going on here. The game also throws a lot of cheap shots. This ship flying in from the top got me a couple times, and I still don't know how I was meant to avoid these falling towers. Eventually though, my persistence and determination paid off and I was able to beat the first level and unlock Star Fox 2. Was it worth it? No. I'll give it this, I think the art style is better this time around, and the mechanic of choosing your team at the beginning is interesting. You can choose from old favorites Fox, Falco, Peppy, and Slippy, as well as new characters Mew and Faye. But I don't like new things, so let's stick with Fox and Falco. There's also kind of a neat new mechanic where instead of progressing through a series of planets to get to the end, you have to defend Corneria from Andross's constant assault, which I think is kind of cool, even though it does make the game seem kind of small. As for the gameplay, man, that's bad. It forces you into this first-person perspective with these awful inverted controls. And if you thought the graphics were bad in the first game, who doggy, I can't even tell what bullets are coming from where. Am I shooting at them? Are they shooting at me? What's going on here? Basically, I think there's a good reason they never released this game and went right to Star Fox 64. Whew, okay, that was a little bit longer than I expected. Who could have thought that it would take so long to play 21 games? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a ball. We laughed, we cried, but at the end of it all, I think we can all agree that the Earth is not round or flat, but it's in the shape of an egg that will one day hatch into a beautiful baby boy. Man, I had no ideas for the end of this video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, why not subscribe or even consider dropping me a buck on Patreon. That really does help. If you really can't get enough of me, you can follow me on Twitter or Twitch to check out my live streams or subscribe to my gameplay channel. Links to all of those in the description. I'll see you guys later.